right? This is critical stuff right here. You need to make sure you have down. So next, we're going to get into the proper form and technique of tire flipping, and we'll get into the fun stuff, which is execution of the tire flip. Alright, so we've gone over some of the major mistakes that are made quite often when it comes to tire flipping. What I want to go over now is the proper setup to get prepared for a tire flip, alright? Because it all starts with the setup. If you're in a bad position to begin with, then bad things are going to happen. It's going to be very, very tough to execute a tire flip in the correct way when you have bad positioning, alright? So, first things first is setting up the feet. Okay? You don't want to be too close, and you don't want to be too far away. Okay? Generally, and this differs for different people, different athletes, their body size, all that good stuff. I'm generally about 1.5 feet away from the tire. Okay? From here, you're set up, you got to drop your hips down low. Chest has got to be on the tire. Okay? If you notice my hips are lower than my chest, a major mistake people will make is their hips are up high here. So we need to have those hips low, loaded, ready to go with the tire, okay? Now, we need to make sure our chest is on the tire, as I mentioned. Our back needs to be tight, so we can't have a loose upper back, okay? That's going to be critical, especially with that first lift with the tire, which I'll go over with the execution here in a bit. But it's very, very critical that you have a tight, active upper back when we get set up, okay? Now I'll go ahead and switch angles here a little bit so you can see how wide my feet are. Okay, major mistake you'll see often made is feet are really, really wide. The closer your feet are, the more power you'll be able to generate with your lower body. So you don't want to go too wide with your feet. So we get set up here. I generally go a little bit closer than shoulder width on with your feet. Okay, so we get our chest on the tire. Now this depends on the athlete and the client. They can have their hands a little bit wider if they choose, or you can bring your hands in a little bit closer, just right outside your hips. Okay, I generally go a little bit wider to give me a little bit more of a base, but you can come in even closer if you want. Okay, so this is the proper setup right here. Okay, with your hands, you're just going to cup underneath the tire. Okay, you might have to find a good spot to grip. But that's all you're really doing with your hands is just cupping underneath the tire and gripping it there. So, proper setup, chest, hips, hands, I'm ready to go, okay? And notice how I'm in the balls of my feet with my feet. So that's where the weight's distributed with my feet, okay? So you're not going to be, if you're too close, you're going to be up on your heels here. You don't want to be way up on your toes here. Obviously, knees are going to be bent a little bit on the balls of your feet. That's very, very important for the setup and the start for your tire flip, all right? So those are all the main key setups when you're getting prepared to tire flip. Next, we'll go over the actual execution of a tire flip. All right, we're going to go ahead and go over the actual execution of flipping a tire, all right?